that I could invite all of you. Secondly, it's a big honor that I've received just now from Grace and especially from Ramesh Shettan, who I admire him a lot in silence because I know his work to become the second largest corporate company in the world is not a joke. It's a big achievement because I was involved in that company in Spain. I had a factory in Spain and they had a forging factory, under the cooperative society. So I used to know their work there. And I'm very proud because it's in Kerala, it's from North Kerala, and it's not a small achievement to reach 98 years with a lot of commitment, because to sustain the company for so long, it needs a lot of commitment. So I really wanted to congratulate Ramesh Shettan for his amazing leadership, and may God bless you, and we'll hope to see that ULCC is the #1 company in the world, and I sincerely pray for that. I believe in few things. I thought, being an engineer, I'm very proud that I'm sitting among all of you, because engineers generally don't get the credit what we deserve. We are very silent people. We work. Somebody else take the credit normally. We create everything. And if you really see, if a rocket has to go to the moon, behind its engineers. Correct? Whether any healthcare equipment, it is completely designed by engineers. So without engineers, the world will not exist. It's very difficult for the world to survive without engineers. So we all have to be very proud today that we are all done engineering and we are serving the community in different aspects of our lives. For me, I personally believe in that. So recently, I was reading a book of Robin Sharma. I'm sure many people would have heard about Robin Sharma. And the book is called Life Lessons. I will read a small paragraph of that book. When I was growing up, my father said something to me I will never forget. Son, when you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. When you are born, normally the baby cries. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice. We live in an age when we have forgotten what life is all about. Today, everybody's forgotten what is life. We think technology is everything. It's not. We can easily put a person on the moon, but we have trouble walking across the street to meet a new neighbor. Today we have missiles and rockets, but we don't know who our neighbor is. We can fire a missile across the world with pinpoint accuracy, but trouble keeping a date with our children to go to the library. We don't have time to spend time with our children. We have email, fax machines, and digital phones so that we can stay connected, and yet we live in a time where human beings have never been less connected. Today we don't have time for each other. Everybody is very busy on the phone. We have lost touch with our humanity. We have lost touch with our humanity. We have lost touch with our purpose. We have lost sight of the things that matter the most. So this is a very important paragraph I read. Anything we want to do in life, there should be a purpose. Ellathinum a purpose in life. Then you will enjoy that life. Because purpose should not be related to only making money. Money will chase the purpose. Now, this is what my father taught me. Because I started working with my father when I was 13 years old, when I was studying in St. Joseph schools. So normally every weekend, no holidays, we have to go to the shop in Big Bazaar and help him. Those lessons was the most valuable lessons for me. Today everybody asks me, I built so many companies, you have seen the video. What is the secret of the success? I always tell, I go back to my days in Calicut and working with my father. Those were the lessons which I cannot replace with my engineering degree or management or post-graduation. So what I'm trying to say is, our roots are important. When I sold the company, I didn't sell, like Ashar Ali said, it sold for $400 million. I never expected that to happen. It happened by nature. So many events happened in my life. So many people wanted the company because there was a purpose in that company. That was the only company in the Middle East with such a high technology in oil and gas. When I started the business from scratch, from $5,000, I asked myself, why as an Indian, we cannot compete with Germans? That was my question. Why? What is stopping us? We work harder than Germans. But Germany is the pinnacle of engineering in every aspect. And that was my ambition. I wanted to beat Germans in the oil and gas sector, which is the most difficult sector because everything has to be so perfect. You cannot have one small leak in that valve because the refinery will blow up. And that challenge I took it step by step. But in 10 years, with the grace of Almighty, we could become the best foundry in the world in 2007. Did I ever think of the money? Never. I only thought I wanted to be there. I wanted to prove to the world, and I wanted to prove to millions of engineers in India and to the young generations, everything is possible. But you should have a dream. You should have a purpose. Then everything is possible. And that is why a lot of people ask me, why do you want to come back and build a school, spending 20 crore rupees in a government school? I said, God has given me this wealth. It's not mine. I'm only the custodian of this money. And my responsibility is to make sure that the future generations benefit out of me in whatever form and way it is. And that is how God allowed me to meet Pradeep Kumar MLA, another amazing human being. I never knew Pradeep till then. I walked into the Nadakavu school. There was an energy which connected with me and Pradeep. We became friends immediately. And that is how the starting of the Nadakavu school transformation. Today, the entire Kerala is transformed at government schools now. And today there are 966 government schools. It's coming up with this new government. So what I meant to say is, we all need to have a small spark. And don't expect anything to come back to you. Because life is so small. We are such a small, not even a point in this universe. We have to give back. You keep giving, God will give you. It's not the money alone. God will give you happiness, peace. And this is what I always tell people. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I made millions and millions of dollars. Yes, God has been kind to me. But did I ever change? No. I'm the same person who raised in Calicut. I always believe I'm nobody. I'm nothing in the whole gamut of this life. That's the reason I'm building this clinical wellness resort. It's a new concept in the world. I wanted to give an attempt to put Calicut on the world map. Northern Kerala, it's such a lovely people. I always tell this to wherever I travel, I speak various forums in the world. But I said the best place in the world is Calicut and is Northern Kerala. And I truly mean that because I have factory in Spain, I had factory in Malaysia, I had factories in US. But all these are fancy world. We all say, oh, going to America is a big thing. But there is no soul. You have a lot of buildings, but buildings do not have soul. Soul is with all of us. People. People makes the soul. People gives the happiness. So my request is, technology is good. Technology is just an enabler. Should not take us as selfish people. We are all getting isolated in today's world. And that is what is a scary situation. A lot of wars, religious conflicts, so many things are happening around us. We are not in a good state of affairs, if you ask me. And we have to change that. And Calicut, Northern Kerala, is a place of peace and harmony. We all grew up together. We all grew up and celebrated every festival here. And we all should continue that. We all should be a role model to the world to change what is happening. And that is what I'm trying to do here. This is bringing Ayurveda, modern medicine, rehabilitation under a sustainable environment and bring the world leaders to Calicut. And so far, I can tell you, so many people are waiting for opening this resort in the next year of March. Bill Gates is I'm meeting Bill Gates in December. We work together now in our foundation. Bill Gates want to come. Many global leaders wants to come. Why? Because there's nothing like this exists in the world. And this is important. We should try to do which others are not able to do it. And we have the ability. And I've shown in multiple businesses. I only do one business, but do it proper. Do a lot of research, like now ULCC is doing. Everything starts with the research. We need to see what is happening in the world, and we need to ask ourselves, how can we be better than them? If you have that approach, you will find solutions. So with this, I wanted to thank all of you for honoring me with this, for your Silver Jubilee. I didn't expect this to come from you all. So my sincere thanks. And I think Metro Sridharan was the last recipient. I admire him a lot. Now he is a proud Keralite, shown to the world what can be done. And I'm sure the next one for that kind of a Padma Bhushan is Ramesh Ettan, because he deserves it. And I truly meaning that, because it's a large organization of 20,000 people and doing such a wonderful job. So may God bless all of you, and thank you again, and thank you Asher Ali. And Charlie is my classmate, a very quiet person. I'm meeting him after many years. So I'm happy that so many faces which I haven't seen. Francis, who studied with me in school. Where is Francis? I don't know.